Welcome back to the channel, where books meet breakthroughs and powerful ideas come to life. Today we're diving into a true classic in the world of personal development, Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. This book isn't just a motivational read, it's a complete blueprint for taking control of your life. Robbins wrote it with one clear goal: to help you master your emotions, your body, your relationships, your finances, and your life. In other words, it's about awakening the power that already lives within you, the giant that's been waiting for your permission to stand tall. No shortcuts. No surface-level cliches. Just real, lasting strategies for transformation. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Dreams of Destiny. Tony Robbins begins by asking a fundamental question. What do you really want? Not what you think you should want. Not what your parents or teachers told you to want. But what you, deep down, truly desire. This chapter is all about reconnecting with that original fire, the dream that lights you up. Robbins says that every person has the power to shape their destiny, but most people have simply forgotten how. They've become stuck in routines, imprisoned by limiting beliefs, and numbed by fear. To awaken the giant, you first need to dream again. And more than that, you need to decide. Robbins insists that the act of decision is the ultimate power. A real decision means cutting off all other options. When you decide to transform your life, your brain stops negotiating and starts creating. The path might not be clear, but your commitment is. Chapter 2. Decisions, the Pathway to Power. If you take away one thing from this book, Robbins says, let it be this: decisions shape destiny. Not conditions. Not circumstances. Not luck. The quality of your life comes down to the quality of your decisions. But most people don't make real decisions, they make vague wishes. They say things like, I should lose weight, or I want to be successful, but they never decide. A decision is backed by action. It's non-negotiable. And when you make enough decisions, even small ones, you begin to build momentum. Robbins encourages us to see every decision as a muscle. The more you flex it, the stronger it gets. Indecision creates pain. But decisive action, even when imperfect, creates progress. And progress equals happiness. Chapter 3. The Force that Shapes Your Life. Now that you've made a decision, the next question is, what's driving your choices? Robbins says every decision you make is motivated by two forces: the desire to avoid pain and the desire to gain pleasure. These two motivators guide every action, every hesitation, every habit. But here's the catch: we're often more motivated to avoid pain than we are to gain pleasure. That's why people stay in jobs they hate or relationships that don't serve them. Changing means entering unknown territory, and that feels painful. Even if it could lead to something better, the brain resists uncertainty. Robbins calls on us to become aware of the pain and pleasure associations we've built. Because if pain is linked to the wrong thing, like exercise, discipline, or vulnerability, we'll avoid the very actions that lead to growth. But when we rewire those associations, we unlock lasting change. Chapter 4. Belief Systems, the Power to Create and Destroy. Your beliefs act like the internal rules of your life. They determine what you think is possible, what you think you deserve, and what you expect from yourself and others. Robbins says beliefs are not truths, they're just the meanings you've attached to experiences. A single moment can become a belief that shapes your identity for decades. Maybe you failed a test once and decided, I'm not smart. Or someone rejected you and you believed, I'm not lovable. These beliefs are like emotional tattoos, invisible but powerful. The good news is beliefs can be changed. Robbins offers a process. Identify limiting beliefs, question their validity, associate pain with them, and replace them with empowering alternatives. You don't have to believe everything you think. And once you upgrade your beliefs, you upgrade your entire life. Chapter 5. Can change happen in an instant? Many people believe that change is hard, slow, and painful. Robbins disagrees. He argues that true change can happen in an instant, the moment you decide and truly mean it. Think about a time when your life changed forever. It probably happened in one moment. A breakup, a breakthrough, a realization. The preparation may take time, but the transformation is instant. What holds people back isn't time, it's doubt. Robbins challenges us to stop buying into the myth of gradual change. Yes, repetition is needed to make a change last, but the shift itself, the new standard, the new identity, happens the moment you decide. From that point on, your actions follow your new belief. You've raised your standard, and your life will rise to meet it. Chapter 6. How to Change Anything in Your Life. In this pivotal chapter, Robbins introduces a step-by-step method for creating lasting change. First, raise your standards. Decide what you will no longer tolerate, what you're committed to, and what your new identity will be. Second, change your limiting beliefs. You must believe change is possible and that you deserve it. Third, change your strategy. Success leaves clues. Find someone who has what you want, model their behaviors, and apply them with consistency. Robbins reminds us that willpower alone isn't enough. Lasting change requires new habits, new emotional patterns, and new meaning. You need to recondition your nervous system to crave the new and reject the old. This is where identity, belief, and strategy all converge. Chapter 7, Neuroassociative Conditioning, the Science of Conditioning Your Mind. This chapter dives into Robbins' core method, Neuroassociative Conditioning, NAC. This is his technique for rewiring the brain to support lasting change. NAC involves 6 steps. First, decide what you want and what's stopping you. Second, get leverage. Link massive pain to the old behavior and massive pleasure to the new. Third, interrupt the old pattern. Fourth, create a new empowering pattern to replace it. Fifth, condition it through repetition and emotion. Sixth, test it, make sure it sticks under pressure. NAC is more than theory, it's a practical framework you can use to quit a habit, build a new one, or transform a belief. Robbins uses this method with clients around the world, and it's at the heart of his success as a coach. Chapter 8, The 10-Day Mental Challenge. Robbins invites readers to complete a 10-day challenge. For 10 days you're not allowed to dwell on negative thoughts. If a negative thought enters your mind, you must replace it within a minute. If you dwell on it for more than 60 seconds, you must start the 10 days over. The purpose isn't to pretend everything is perfect. It's to train your mind to focus on solutions, not problems. Robbins explains that most people are addicted to suffering. They've practiced negativity for so long it feels normal. This challenge breaks the cycle. It forces you to raise your emotional standards. At the end of the 10 days you'll be sharper, more resilient, and more in control of your emotional state. Chapter 9, Identity, the Key to Expansion. At the core of every lasting change is a shift in identity. Robbins argues that your identity is the strongest force in your personality. Once you decide who you are, you'll do almost anything to stay consistent with that image, even if it limits you. If you see yourself as shy, poor, overweight, unlucky, or average, you will unconsciously act in ways that confirm those beliefs. That's why surface-level strategies don't stick unless your identity evolves. If someone identifies as a smoker trying to quit, they're already halfway back to smoking. But someone who says, "I'm not a smoker," is redefining their reality. Robbins urges us to take control of our identity by asking, who do I want to become? And what beliefs, values, and habits align with that identity? When you align your daily behavior with a newly empowered identity, change becomes automatic. You no longer try to be different, you simply are. Chapter 10, Emotions, the Ultimate Power. Tony Robbins is known for saying, "The quality of your life is the quality of your emotions." This chapter explores how to master your emotions instead of being mastered by them. Most people think emotions just happen to them, but Robbins teaches that emotions are messages. They exist to guide you, not control you. For example, if you feel frustrated, it may be a signal that you believe you can do better, and you need to change your approach. If you feel fear, it may mean you need more preparation or a mindset shift. Robbins introduces the concept of the emotional triad: physiology, focus, and language. Change any one of these and you instantly change your emotional state. Stand tall, breathe deeply, focus on gratitude, and use powerful language, and your emotions follow. Emotions are tools. When you learn how to interpret and direct them, you regain control of your experience. Chapter 11, The Magnificent Obsession, a Compelling Future. Without a compelling future, the present loses meaning. Robbins emphasizes the importance of goals, not just for achievement but for fulfillment. Your goals give direction to your energy, focus, and growth. They become your reason to keep moving forward even when things get hard. Robbins recommends setting goals in every area of your life: physical, emotional, financial, spiritual, relational, and intellectual. But not just vague wishes, clear, measurable, emotionally charged goals. He urges you to write them down and review them daily. Visualization is powerful, but even more powerful is emotionalizing your goals, linking deep feelings of joy, pride, and purpose to achieving them. When your goals become part of your identity, progress becomes inevitable. Chapter 12, Financial Mastery, the Path to Economic Freedom. While Robbins doesn't position himself as a financial expert, he dedicates a section to the emotional and psychological patterns around money. He says that money itself doesn't change your life, but the meaning and freedom it represents can. He emphasizes that true wealth is not income, it's decisions. Many people with high incomes live in fear and scarcity, while others with modest means feel free and abundant. Financial mastery begins with changing your beliefs and behaviors around money. Are you a spender, a saver, a hoarder, or an investor? Robbins urges you to build systems, automatic savings, consistent investing, and clarity around your financial goals. Master your psychology around money and you create long-term freedom. Because financial stress is one of the biggest emotional weights people carry, releasing it can feel like a true awakening. Chapter 13. Relationships, the ultimate reward. If success is achievement, fulfillment is love. Robbins calls relationships the ultimate source of joy and the ultimate source of pain. He teaches that most relationship struggles stem from mismatched expectations, unclear communication, or unhealed emotional wounds. The key to a thriving relationship, according to Robbins, is to give more than you expect to receive. Shift your mindset from "what can I get?" to "what can I give?" Love is not a trade, it's a gift. When both partners take responsibility for their emotional states, meet each other's needs, and commit to growth, relationships flourish. Robbins also discusses masculine and feminine energies, the importance of polarity in passion, and the need for regular rituals of connection. A thriving relationship isn't luck, it's built. Day by day, action by action, choice by choice. Chapter 14. Health and vitality, the fuel of greatness. Without energy, even the best ideas go nowhere. Robbins shares his philosophy on physical health, which is built around energy management, not just weight loss or aesthetics. He discusses the link between emotions and the body, how your posture, movement, breath, and nutrition all influence your mental state. He recommends exercise as a non-negotiable habit and urges you to think of your body as the ultimate performance machine. What you put into it, in terms of food, thoughts, and movement, determines how effectively you show up. Robbins encourages you to associate massive pleasure with healthy habits and massive pain with unhealthy ones. He also promotes hydration, clean eating, and deep rest. Health isn't about perfection. It's about rituals. The daily standards you set for energy management will determine whether you create your dreams or collapse before reaching them. Chapter 15. Creating lasting change. As the book draws toward its conclusion, Robbins circles back to the idea of conditioning. Awareness alone doesn't create lasting change. Emotion, repetition, and identity do. He encourages readers to review their progress, reevaluate their beliefs, and recommit daily. The path to mastery is not a single event. It's a lifestyle. You awaken the giant not once, but every time you rise above your excuses and choose growth. Robbins stresses the importance of environment, mentors, and community. Who you surround yourself with will either reinforce your past or support your future. If you want a better life, create better associations. Celebrate progress, track wins, and make personal development not just a phase, but a standard. Chapter 16. The Giant Step System. Tony Robbins ends the book with a daily practice system called Giant Steps. Small, consistent actions that, over time, produce monumental results. He urges readers to commit to daily improvement in body, mind, emotions, finances, and relationships. You don't need to overhaul your life in one leap. You just need to take a few powerful steps each day. The key is consistency fueled by purpose. Robbins provides journaling questions, visualization exercises, and accountability practices to help you stay on track. He reminds you that motion creates emotion. The more you move forward, even imperfectly, the more confidence you build. Conclusion. Awaken the Giant Within. The central message of Awaken the Giant Within is simple but powerful. You already have everything you need. The tools, the power, the vision, it's already inside of you. You don't need permission. You need a decision. Robbins doesn't promise it will be easy, but he promises it will be worth it. You are not your past. You are not your fears. You are not your circumstances. You are the sculptor of your own life. And every moment is a chisel in your hand. Use it wisely. So here's your challenge. Don't just listen to this summary. Apply it. Choose one habit, one decision, one standard you will raise today, and follow through. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait to feel ready. Start now. The giant is already awake. He's waiting for you to move. Thank you for watching. If you found this summary helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. New book breakdowns are coming every week, and each one brings you one step closer to the life you were meant to live.